Governments around the world are undergoing a revolution in the way they deliver services, with many turning to online and digital means to communicate with their citizens. The UK government's gov.uk website is testimony of this commitment to digital. The website, which was built using open source technology, beat 99 other contenders in April when it won the prestigious Design of the Year award, given by the Design Museum in London.
Gov.uk won because it was simple, clear, and it changed a lot of people's lives. For the first time, all the multifarious government departments are on one site, so it's actually the front door to everything from applying for a driving licence to press releases from government departments. There's no clutter on the page, it's a white background, it's simple, it doesn't give you a headache, it's low-key but it works, and that's the key thing. And it's intelligent. It's designed by people who spent a lot of time thinking about what's the information people need, what's the sequence of questions they're going to ask, how you actually knit all those together to make something that works. The question of what a government website should look like, of course, is fascinating. It's meant to be welcoming, it's meant to look confident, it's meant to look authoritative, but not to put people off. That's what this site is.
An open source approach has perhaps given government communication a much needed boost. But can open source technology offer answers when sensitive government information is involved? With me to discuss the issue is Tom Loosemore, Deputy Director of the UK Government's Digital Service, and Brian Glick, Editor-in-Chief at Computer Weekly. Tom, I'll start with you. You were at the helm of gov.uk, the website we've just been hearing about. How did you come to the decision to go with an open source approach?
We decided to approach this in a very different way from a traditional government technology procurement exercise, where we're determined to have a relatively small multidisciplinary team designing the service in all senses together, iteratively, safe in the knowledge that there's an awful lot of what we need to build that we didn't fully understand at the start. And we did look at some proprietary options. It's a level playing field. We looked at all the best solutions out there. We looked at quite a wide range of open source solutions as well. But it really is what's the best tool for the job to allow you to really integrate your service design with your technology and not let your technology drive your service design or lock you in to a particular aspect of the service, and to allow you to iterate quickly, and then you pick the best. And it happened that in publishing right now, for that flexibility, open source was, from our perspective, the best solution at the time.
Were there any concerns about security initially with using open source?
They were purely perception. There are some issues with any publishing on the web that you need to be aware of and have the specialist skills to be able to bring to bear. You need to be really cognizant of what the risks are. But there's nothing at all that's specific about open source that makes them bigger.
Okay, well Brian, it's not just the UK government, is it, that's adopting open source technology? How significant is this trend?
Increasingly significant for two reasons. One, as Tom's alluded to there, open source gives the UK government and other governments the opportunity to reduce the dependence that a lot of them have had in the past on a relatively small number of very big IT and software companies who have, just through the nature of the way they work and the proprietary software they use, been able to exert perhaps undue influence over some of the technology decisions that governments have been able to make. Open source helps to free them from that and give government more flexibility. By opting for commodity software like that, it acts as a platform for innovation.
Tom, the work you've done on gov.uk, do you see what you've learned there being applicable to other large-scale government projects?
It's already being applied, but there are a whole suite of significant programs of work going on across government off the back of the government's digital strategy published in the last year to transform the quality of digital services for users, with users at the heart of their design, and the technology, just as Brian said, being secondary and not a constraint. And we should also talk about cost. I mean, the open source saves an awful lot of money. It's estimated that gov.uk is going to save £50 million a year, and most of that is by not paying licensing fees and not paying the kind of suppliers that we talked about earlier.
Important point. We're out of time, I'm afraid, gentlemen, but thank you very much. Tom, Brian, thank you for joining me today.